Fanboy, 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 fanboy.
Ashura's Wrath completely sucks. This might be the worst game of 2012. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Fanboy Reviews, and today we take a look at potentially the worst game of the year, Ashura's Wrath. Let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, this game from Capcom came out on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. It was released on February 21st, 2012. Ashura's Wrath sucks. The verdict is out. The scores have been released. People have reviewed this game. Ashura's Wrath is garbage. I mean, right now I'm looking at the overall score of this freaking game, and it's got a 77 out of 100. That's pretty bad. 77 is not exactly an 8 out of 10. That's not a 9 out of 10. That's nowhere near any of those high scores. That's pretty disappointing. What's even worse is that this game has a 6.3. I'm going to say that again. This game has a 6.3 user score right now on Metacritic. I mean, people are completely tearing this game a new one because apparently it does suck. This is one of the worst games of all time. Now, let's talk about Ashura. Like, what is this game about, first of all? It's an action video game. You know, it's basically between CyberConnect 2 and Capcom. This game came out for the 360 PS3, and it's supposed to kind of be like a God of War ripoff, because you have these, like, this crazy wild man character, and he's all angry, and he's, the title itself, Ashura's Wrath. You look at the cover art, you look at the character. We've all seen the trailer of this game. This guy is basically just a Kratos ripoff. So to all you God of War fans out there, all you PS3 owners, you're probably better left playing God of War, because Ashura's Wrath is not going to cure that craving. Ashura's Wrath looks like shit. This character is just a Kratos ripoff. He's got the tattoos, he's got like the Blind Fury eyes, he's got the white eyes. He looks like, he looks like Akuma from Street Fighter, and even his name is similar, Akuma, Ashura. And he's got like the tattoos, and he's got this angry style about this guy. Now, his backstory was he was once one of the 8 Guardian Generals. There's 8 godly warriors who basically they protected heaven and earth from a destructive force called the Goma. Ashura was summoned to the Emperor's throne, but to his horror, Ashura finds the Emperor has been murdered and he's been accused of the crime. So basically, it's a smear job, smear campaign. This guy's being blamed. Obviously, he didn't do it. He's an innocent guy, but he has to protect his family. It's very similar to God of War. They try to make it similar to God of War, but with like elements of an anime. Like the style kind of also reminds me of like fight scenes from Naruto. I don't know if you guys ever seen Naruto. It's an anime. It really is. It's really received pretty badly. The game has been poorly received by the Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu. The magazine gave the game scores of really low scores. If you take a look at this, it only got a 38 out of 40. That's really low considering it's Famitsu. Famitsu, if you get anything less than 39, you're pretty much a shitty game, because Famitsu, they give 40s to everybody. Everybody gets a 40. Even the crappy games get like 39, maybe a 38.5, because Famitsu, they're a very, very well-liked video game magazine. They're very popular, and they never, ever get any kind of payola. They don't get paid to review. They do it for the love of reviewing. They do it for the love of video games. They do it because they like video games, not because they're getting paid by video game companies to give higher scores. It's not like American video game reviewers. On the American side, the game was actually received a little bit better. IGN gave it a 7.5, which is I can't even believe they did that. 7.5 IGN, really? IGN is so corrupt. They will give positive reviews to anything. If they see a really terrible game, like let's say E.T. the Extraterrestrial, they're gonna give that game like a 20 out of 10 because they get paid to do it. Famitsu, on the other hand, is very, very fair because they gave this game a 38 out of 40. That's a pretty, it's a pretty bad score, but it's fair because Asura's Wrath is a really shitty game. The cutscenes are really, it's not that good. The gameplay sucks. It's a very repetitive game. It's the same shit over and over again. There's barely any gameplay in this. I mean, granted, I think that the cutscenes were actually okay. Like visually, the gameplay is kind of simple. So if you're a younger child, let's say you're 3 years old, you only started playing video games, a year ago, you'll probably enjoy this game. You'll probably get into it. So you probably would like Asura's Wrath if you're less than 5 years old. So looking at the other review scores, Computer and Video Games give it 7.5, Eurogamer give it an 8 out of 10, Famitsu again 38, Game Informer 8.5, IGN 7.5, Official PlayStation Magazine 7 out of 10. Overall, man, it's just a really poorly received video game. I mean, Asura's Wrath is definitely looking out to be the worst, game of the year so far. So really pathetic by Capcom. This does not look good for Capcom in 2012. They really have a horrible year and lineup this year. They have shitty games like, these gimmick games like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They have Resident Evil games. It just doesn't get any more disappointing than this. So I want to know what you guys think. Is this the worst game of the year? Are people just giving this game too much benefit of the doubt? Is this a God of War ripoff? Clearly it is. I mean, the way you just look at it, the main characters, the villains, the fighting style, it's such a ripoff of other video games that are better than it that I can't even talk about it anymore. So that's it for now. That's it for this episode, and until next time, keep fanboying. Yeah. Subscribe, stupid. Subscribe, stupid. Subscribe, stupid. Subscribe, stupid.